Coach Guster, I guess I want to start with you because defense has been such a hot topic here lately. Just sort of where do you feel the guys are at right now?
Yeah, I think we're trending up. The guys are working, specifically transition defense-wise. I think we've improved. The point guards have figured out their responsibility. We still got room to grow, obviously, defensively. We're not where we want to be. I think it all starts with being able to contain the ball, and in my opinion, that's the most difficult thing to do in college basketball. Guards are elite, guards are fast, guards are athletic, and it takes 5 guys to be able to do that. And so a lot of we've relied on the 1v1 defense, and now we're starting to think more like a team defensively. So I think we're trending up.
Sort of speaking to that, Nigel Pack's a guy that's just about shooting 50% from 3 this year, fills it up. Just what are going to be the challenges of slowing him down?
Yeah, we're going to have to limit his catches. We're going to have to, especially in the half court, we're going to have to really get after him when he has the ball, when he's the lead guard, and do everything we can to keep him in front. But he's elusive when he doesn't have it. I think that's the key with him is when he's off the ball, being able to get through screens, being able to fight through screens and be there on the catch will be a challenge for us throughout the game. And then, again, when he has it and it's 1v1, we got to have 10 eyes on him and be ready to help from all angles.
For either of you, you go to Phoenix, you get out-rebounded for the first time. They have more assists. You guys have more turnovers, and you still find a way to win the game. Just what are like is there some good and bad to take from that? Is it all just good because, hey, we still found a way despite this? What's sort of the emotions coming out of that?
I think you always got to learn from it. Our guys realize that, I heard Anthony Roy say it 3 different times, we got to defend and rebound. And I think he's obviously one of the leaders and one of the captains of this team. And if he's echoing that in the locker room, we'll improve. So obviously, hats off to him for finding a way. And obviously it was a storm for 40 minutes and we had to fight, and we figured it out. But anytime you got more points than the opponents, you got to celebrate that. So we're excited about where we are right now, but we obviously know that there's some growth that needs to happen, specifically on the defensive side of the ball.
Along those lines, sort of what Anthony was talking about when I asked him about it, is there kind of just a feeling out process that the defense is going through? These guys understanding how to play together.
I think the key thing he said was the energy and effort that it requires. We've had some times where 4 or 5 guys have really locked in and been locked up and ready to go. But as you know, you can't be the weakest link. So if one guy's not on that level, it hurts you. I think Christian Coleman in the last game had a little fight to him that we hadn't seen in a couple of weeks. So we need him to be that guy. He's a superb athlete, and anytime he's playing with the motor that he played with in the last game, it's going to help our team. So, and it's on and on. I mean, we're playing 10 different guys, so 10 different guys to be able to have that type of energy and effort is difficult, to get everybody on the same page. And believe me, Coach Lutz will eat, sleep, and drink it until it happens, and obviously that trickles down. So a lot of film study, a lot of one-on-one attention, a lot of attention to detail, and I think we're trending in that direction right now.
Offensively, where do you think this team is right now?
Always room for improvement, right? But I think we have tremendous talent on the offensive end, like we talked about early in the season. A lot of really talented guys with the ball in their hand. I think as we continue to learn to play with one another, we'll continue to trend upwards. It was great to see these past couple of games for Parsa getting a presence inside, because obviously the jump shot and the shot making that we have on the perimeter has been there for majority of the year, but just getting him asserted inside early these past couple of games has been really good for us. But I think we can continue to grow and develop, and like they said, just having a feel for playing with one another, being the guy that makes the pass instead of being the one that always has to take the shot has been an adjustment for some of the team early in the season till now. But I think that we've started to really work together and find each other on the offensive end, and that's helping us take our game to another level.
You mentioned some of the shot makers on the team. Is it hard to teach a group that can rely on jump shots to not rely on jump shots, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think some of it's happened organically, right? Like the more that they've played with each other, they're not selfish guys, right? I think that their previous jobs, quote unquote, was to score the basketball for their teams to be successful. But now understanding that they don't have to shoulder the load every night, Anthony Roy doesn't have to score 20 points a night for his team to be in the game. He had 5 assists or 6 assists last game. So just having the ability to make plays for others, I think is making the game easier for them as well. So I think it's kind of happened organically, and they've learned to trust one another. We have a pretty close group on and off the floor. So I think that, you know, the more that they've had an opportunity to play with one another and understand, like, hey, I make that extra pass, I got a guy on that wing that can knock down a shot. I got Parsa and Millie, guys like that inside that can catch and finish around the rim. So I don't have to force up the shot over two guys anymore. I think that as they've learned to trust one another, it's really helped our team.
And you mentioned Parsa for both of you guys. Just sort of what does his motor and his mindset do for this group?
Yeah, I mean, he's an everyday guy. The guys that were up here, Kirk and Anthony, touched on it a little bit. He's an everyday guy. He brings it every day as a mature, workman-like mentality coming into the office every day. You know, he wants to get better. He pushes his teammates to be better. And that standard that Coach Lutz on down from our staff to the players has set, I think that he upholds that to a T every day, and you know it trickles down for sure. He motivates his teammates positively, not only by talking. He does a good job of communicating, but he also does it with his approach, you know, on the floor. So it helps obviously when you're not the guy just saying it, but you're doing it every single day. So it's been really good. It helps our team. He's a tremendous leader, Anthony Rowe. We have a number of guys that are older and more mature that have seen college basketball up close for 4, 5, 6 years, some of them. So it's helped our team tremendously throughout the season.
Yeah, I think with Parsa, man, he just doesn't have bad days. I mean, he just doesn't, and it's hats off to him. Frankly, he helps me, to be real honest with you, because you know he's like Coach said, his approach every single day is going to be bring his hard hat. If we're running, let's run. If we're rebounding, let's rebound. If we're defending, let's defend. I mean, whatever it is, he's ready to do it, and he does it with a smile on his face. But at the same time, he holds himself to a high standard, and therefore he's allowed to hold his teammates to a high standard as well. He's a guy that you want in that dark alley, for sure. He's a guy that you know is going to bring it every single day. So with him being at the top of the leadership board in terms of his approach every day is a great piece of the puzzle to have, for sure.
Is obviously y'all thought a lot of him, but anything he's done so far, Parsa, has that surprised y'all or exceeded maybe even the expectations you had for him coming into the year?
I mean, yeah. In my personal opinion, you know, I've always felt like we should throw it to him more, to be honest with you, offensively. One of the things that Coach Lutz is particular about is he wants to play inside out, and it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, driving, get layups from the perimeter guys. It means playing inside out, literally, you know, whether it's throwing it to the post or driving it. And when he is a weapon, as he's been in the last 2 games, obviously you get a little eager to throw it to him, and he's been finishing. So he's been playing very well, and he's been helping our team tremendously. It gives us a chance to play inside out.
Go back to what you said about. Go ahead, Todd.
Oh, I was just gonna say, kind of touching on that. Anything, I guess for both of you guys, probably starting with Dana, anything you've learned about this group that maybe surprised you, is a little different than what you thought about them when the season started?
Yeah, it was obviously a lot of new bodies, right? So how quickly they've kind of gelled together and really bought into playing with one another has been a good thing for our team. You know, you want that to happen. You hope that it happens, and you push as coaches for it to happen. But to their credit, they haven't fought it. You know, and like I said, it's happened pretty organically that they are close and care about one another on and off the floor, right? They spend a lot of time together off the floor as well. So we have a pretty connected group, and it's helped us as a coaching staff to be able to coach them hard and for them to pull each other through the tough moments. So we saw that a little bit in the last game. We were tested against Grand Canyon late. I think some of that resilience and some of that connectiveness showed late in that game and helped us pull out a win.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think we've talked about how connected this group is. Even in the summer, we realized that they were unique in that avenue. I think that obviously gives us a chance to continue to grow as a team. One of the things I want to stick out and talk about for sure is coachability of leaders. We talked about it with Parsa already, his ability to be coach and be an everyday guy. I think Anthony Roy is trending in that way. He's allowing coach to coach him. And anytime you got guys that are double-figure scorers, and you know, Parsa this week was starting 5 in the Big 12. If you got those kind of accolades and you're allowing yourself to be coached, it helps with coaching everybody else. So I definitely want to mention that with Parsa and Anthony Roy specifically. Those 2 guys their coachability is through the roof, and also a guy like Jalen Curry, who has started many games this season. He allows coach to coach him, and obviously that helps us with the rest of the guys.
One question about Anthony might go back to that a little bit, but you mentioned him being unselfish, and obviously you look at his last 2 stops, he was not asked to be that guy. He was asked to go score. Did you guys know that he had that part of his game, or was that something that had to develop once he kind of saw what he had around him?
Yeah, he's had the ability to do it. I think like he wasn't asked to do it a lot at his last stops, and just I think early on just realizing obviously the shot making jumps off the page. You go to Auburn and play in that scrimmage, and he has 30 points. He's making shots from deep. You know, obviously that was what we needed in that particular game. But you see his playmaking ability in practice. He's a smart player with the ball in his hands. He understands the reads and where the ball needs to go. So I think as he's realized, like I said, that he has players around him that are capable playmakers as well, that he doesn't have to do it all. He's been not reluctant at all to get off the ball lately, and that's been helpful for our team because he draws so much attention. And people know he is a high-level scorer. He draws a ton of attention from the defense, so that makes it easier for other guys, and he's been unselfish in terms of making plays for others, and that's been really good for us, for sure.
Robert, this will be your second Bedlam. What did you take away from the first one? Just the atmosphere, the excitement going in, things like
Yeah,
that.
big time game. I've been around it for many years. Obviously, I had two guys play at OU back in the day when Coach Sampson was there. So I've been around Bedlam and what it means to the community and the universities. You know, first of all, tremendous respect for Coach Moser and the Oklahoma program. They did us in last year. You know, spanked us pretty good. So obviously, as a competitor, you think of that and you want to retaliate a little bit, but you do it with a sense of love and respect for what they're doing over there in that program. So we respect them. We know that they have tremendous amount of talent, but at the same time, you know, we like where we are and we don't want to give up on that. We want to continue to grow and see if we can get this thing to 10.
And Dana, going into your first one, just what have you heard about it? What are you expecting?
It's one of the best rivalries in college athletics, right? You know, football, basketball, it matters tremendously to the community. It's going to be something that's one of the most important games on our schedule year in and year out. I'm glad that it's back. I hope it stays around for a long time, you know, and continues to a game that is played year in and year out, although we're in different conferences now. I think it's great for college sports and obviously great for the Oklahoma community. But looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a heated battle. You know, I had a chance to watch those guys up close. They played after us last game, so seeing them up close, like Coach Guster said, they've got a lot of talent on that roster. Obviously, Porter Moses has been doing it at a high level for a long time, so tremendous respect for the opponent, but we're excited to come in there and show what we got.
Does it help already having played some games in NBA gyms going into this one?
Yeah, I think so. I think anytime you can get familiarity with the depth perception and things like that. Obviously, every gym is different in the NBA arena, but you know, there's obviously more space and things like that for the shooting. So it's nice to have played in a couple different arenas, just get a feel for the stage essentially, and you know, it should help us a bit. I know we've played in a couple of those other gyms, but the game is the game. No matter what, you got to put that ball in the hoop and get some stops. So try and keep it simple for our guys, but I think they'll be excited to play in front of a big crowd and at the Paycom.